Hi, in this episode, I have the pleasure and privilege to speak with Harry McAllister, aka Ms. May. And Harry was a drag queen back in the late 70s, early 80s, before it was cool, long before it was cool. Harry shares with us some fond memories and experiences of what it was like back and then, and some of the bars that were infamous on the LGBT social scene. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to this edition of Queer at Age. I'm Joe Walsh with the LGBTQIA plus Heritage Project, and I have the pleasure and privilege to be here today with Harry McAllister, who some of you might know by a different name. Harry, can you think of another name that people might know you by?
Miss May.
Miss May.
Miss MISLZ.
Sorry, Ms. May. I
Yes.
bet you weren't expecting that. So we have the privilege to have Ms. May here, who has been around for a while, a bit longer than me, just slightly, and we're gonna take a wee trip down memory lane and reminisce about some of the old bars and the entertainment, and we're just going to talk about whatever pops up. Didn't you say?
Yeah, so that are 10 more trips and go pump. Oh my goodness. I'm sure I'm just an outclapped out drag queen now, but sure, I'm still on the go, still on the go.
Well, drag is very important to our community, as you know, and it's a way of entertaining. And when did you start? What age were you when you started first drag?
I think it was in the Royal Avenue Hotel, and I was about 18 or something. 18.
Right. And
There
what
used
was,
to be these two fellas, both of them's gone now. They used to be working the back bar in the Royal Avenue Hotel, and then they were talking to the management of the hotel, and they started running discos up the stairs. But it was the corner of Rosemary Street, sure, I don't know. I think it's an island insurance place now or something. But
right.
it was good.
Was it Ernie and
Jim,
Jim?
early Jim, did you early Jim?
They are part of our heritage tour, and we
Uh,
talk about Royal Avenue Hotel, although we've very few people who have been there.
okay.
So we're privileged that Ms. May has been there. So what was it like in that hotel? Was it fancy?
Oh, it was lovely. I don't know. I was just a run-of-the-mill place where they had the NJ discos. They had a real bar. There used to be an old table with all the booze on it,
Right.
like goodness gracious. And I remember the first Miss Belfast I went to. Uh, God, I couldn't believe it. I says, my goodness, I must do this. And
Was that a
but
beauty competition, Miss Belfast?
I don't know where it called beauty or not. More like Beauty and the Beast. But so I done this wee drag act for them, and my last one, and Jim and Ernie said, "Oh, Miss May, you're doing great there." They gave me £30, and I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
But that was worth it. People like in the 1970s. My goodness.
So your first gig was paid.
Oh,
So you've been a star from day one, really.
I, I was bigger in Spain actually. But I've been around the block a few times, well, been around the block a few times.
So well, that was your when you first started out, and that was in the Royal Avenue Hotel.
I
Can you remember how much it cost for a pint then? Or will we give your age away if you tell us that?
well, I wasn't that sorry. Like with me being royalty, I never carried much money about me.
We were
And
had the drink bought for you.
yes, thank God.
Brilliant.
That's
Well,
terrible what you had to do them days for a Falcon cook. I wouldn't like to buy one nowadays in the pubs.
no, especially not in the city centre
Oh,
or any hotel. It's
there
just
is.
you wouldn't be drinking much of it.
Oh,
Um, So after Royal Avenue, then some of the other bars, were you in like the Orpheus or Carpenter's
Usually
or
I was in the Casanova Club, you know, up the stairs, and I was in Pep's International, and I was in the Chariot Rooms, and it's like I've sort of lost count.
the Chariot Rooms? People have said about a wee hatch. You had to rap the door and somebody opened a wee hatch and
Mm.
looked out and made sure that you were a regular or somebody from the community.
Jim and Ernie used to run the Chariot Rooms as well.
And what was it like back then? Did you have to get changed in the premises, bring your clothes with you, or did you get changed in the house and was it too dangerous?
Public toilets.
Public toilets for your changing rooms?
Sure, whatever is around the what do you call that place, the Fountain Bar. I says nothing spring changed. How to get changed in the ladies' toilets. The only place that I was in was the Black Box. And the changing rooms was that night. I didn't want to leave them. There was a big settee there and a big settee there, and in the corner there was a shower, and there was electric kettle with milk and sugar
Oh,
and everything in it. And I really didn't want to leave it, but I was there because, do you know a girl called Jennifer Bell? She lives up in Seymour Hill, the big high-rise flat. She wrote this book about, well, it's all the gay girls was running it. And Helen Madden, you know Miss Helen out of Romper Room, she read my story, you know, me doing my parrot and all. And do you know what I'm going to tell you? I believe she's gone now. There you go. That's why I was thinking, you know, that wee girl from the Telegraph. I think she's related to her, really do. Oh,
right.
I was still the first all
So
again.
you were doing fire eating? Where did you learn that? Or
I don't know. I nearly said something of her when I in the chariot rooms. There was an alias record called "Come On Baby Light My Fire," and then at the end of it, you heard all these sirens going, and there's a fireman running in, and he says, "Where's the fire? Where's the fire?" And I says, "In your eyes, big boy, in your eyes." So,
there is a thing online, an article about the Dunbar Arms before it was the Parliament before it came. It was Dunbar Arms before it became the Parliament.
I worked in there too. I worked in
And
the Crow's Nest on a Friday, and I worked in the Parliament on a Sunday. I used to do the karaoke, and okay,
so you can carry a tune, you can sing.
well,
Do you like to boast?
uh, I wouldn't say I had the voice of an angel. I got maybe, but
But it's the voice of a drag queen,
uh,
which that's all you need.
uh, I work in the city, and I'm ever so pretty.
Well, the article said that the place was firebombed and Miss May was almost singed to death. I think that was your words, was it?
Since well, the funny enough was we were going down, me and my friend Danny Fern was going down to the Parliament. I says, "Oh, place is all the sale show." I says to myself, "What's going on?" The next morning, seeing it on the news, it headed up a shell, but sure, come back to life again, come back to life. But
And what was the nest like? The crow's nest in Skipper Street.
I love the Crow's Nest. I was a resident drag queen in there, I really was. Like, you know, well, I used to do all the that's where that wee bit from Crow's Nest. You know, I love the Crow's Nest, I really did.
Fabulous. Miss May is putting together a wee scrapbook of memories. So just to show you here, cut out some photographs and stuff. So the cover here is Speed and the Miss May Show, a World AIDS Day 1998 benefit.
That wasn't yesterday, sure it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was a wee while ago, and it's good that you kept this because this is really part of history, part of our history. Um, and it was from 3 p.m. to 7 in the Crow's Nest. God, they worked you hard in them days, 3 to 7.
You know, nowadays, you see whenever you're doing karaoke, or somebody goes round and collects the names and everything.
Yes,
Whatever I done, I had to do the whole thing myself.
you see, the drag queens today have more rights, but only because of the likes of Ms. May, who started it off, and you had to go and collect then who the names of people who, and the songs that they wanted to sing.
Something major, honest to God. I used to say, what's this you call them over there wants to sing? I'll never forget a face, but you see names. Oh,
And did you have to put the music on?
that's Michael. He's a lovely fellow. That's him at his speed. You see, whenever I started doing the karaoke at the start, there were great big round silver discs. Honest to God. And then before the Crow's Nest finished, they had this great machine, sort of, you just press a button here and a button there. And I wouldn't know how to do it now. I sort of forgot. Sure.
But I'm sure you were in the way of it. And look at this fabulous piece of memorabilia. For those of you who are just listening on the audio, it's a letter from the Rainbow Project addressed to Ms. May in the Crow's Nest, Skipper Street, Belfast, on 2nd of September 1998. And they said, on behalf of the Rainbow Project, I would like to extend our thanks for the £520 raised by ballot on the 31st of May 1998.
Oh, I raised more than that there. I've got a whole treasury, thank you, it's up in the house. Sure.
Brilliant. It's good to keep them rather than bills. So you were fundraising and you were raising money for the organisations,
Well, I do an awful lot for the Children's Hospice too.
right? And when you weren't doing drag, you were a nurse, you
It was senior care assistant.
senior
Old
care
people's
assistant.
home, senior instead of the nurse, because I'm a telling you lies.
And did you enjoy that job? Or
Okay, I love it. I love it. That's a really good job.
brilliant. So what's this Spotlight? Is this the
Oh, I was
TV
on the
program?
spotlight. I was on the spotlight program.
More infamy. Let's see. I'm gonna put my glasses on for this one because the
I think Sean McGorn wrote a wee bit. Do you know Sean McGorn? I think he wrote a wee bit about it as well.
yes, I've heard of him. So BBC NI's investigative slot was given over to the I think it might be cut off there or something. John Little.
I was John Little. He's a journalist over in England, and he came back to Belfast and he thought he would interview me and called me. But there's something in there that says that Miss May got rest or something. And I says, but I think I was dead.
He railed against the Irish village attitude towards AIDS in a Northern Irish village. The first person to die of AIDS here was from Newry, a town rather than a village, admittedly, but his family were very supportive. So that's what the Spotlight program was about.
I,
Yeah, how wonderful. And that's you in White's Tavern.
that you know who that is. You know, wee Bob Lindsay's doing. Fella was over here doing a show with Lovely Savage.
And do you know who that one is?
Well, I think it's David Savage or one of the Savages.
So you've been in a few publications and a few newspapers over the years, and GNI Mag Awards.
I won that twice.
That was your 2017 one. And have you stopped doing the drag now, or
Well, I was thinking of maybe opening a couple of shops or something.
Miss May's collection? Where did you get your clothes for drag back in the early days in the 70s?
Okay, I used to have an old sewing machine, and I used to, run them up myself. I was going to
Really?
find out in that wee CD, but whenever I started going to Spain, there used to be some beautiful clothes over there. And about my friend Candy, she done an awful lot of work over in Thailand. And whenever she retired, she sold me some beautiful clothes. And I called them my life. I have this lovely dress in the house, and it cost me £500 many years ago. Yeah, maybe a couple.
Be priceless now. Part of the Mizz
But you
collection.
say if you put that dress on you, you fell into lagging. That's my Candy there, and that's her there. That's me in Benidorm.
So did you work together during drag?
But just now and again, just now and again.
And what about that poor religious protester that you're standing behind?
I don't know. I don't think he fucking survived the end of the year.
Don't think he knew you were there. Probably he was posing for a wee photograph, and he's wearing a bib that says "Prepare to meet thy God," and we have Miss May in the background in a pair of high-heeled boots.
Oh, that's not me. That's me there.
Oh, that's you there. Sorry, I
Uh,
better put my glasses on. So a gay day in Belfast, and that was 2006 Gay Pride. Protesters were out in force, but Miss May was out in a stunning purple.
was there any there this year protests? I'm sure there was.
They were hard to spot because there were crowds of people in front of them, and that's what tends to happen now. Pride is the people standing in front of them are so out, outnumber them, so you can't even see or hear them for the most part, which is good. Now, what's this wee certificate of achievement? In honor of your outstanding excellence, we hereby present Ms. May, the longest serving drag queen. 1971 to 2021. So you got a whole certificate for that. That is absolutely fabulous. From all your friends and fans of the LGBT community.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? All the same.
It's lovely to have these wee mementos congratulating you for your work. Brilliant. So you brought in other things that we're going to have we look at.
Is that from the Rainbow Project? Or say it's Helpline?
AIDS Helpline. If you're enjoying this episode, you might consider subscribing to Queeritage. Queeritage is part of the LGBTQIA+ Heritage Project, which is in partnership with Here and I, the Rainbow Project, and Cara Friend. If you'd like more information or would like to make a donation to our work, you can visit hereandI.org and click the donate button.
Well, that's from the culture. That's all going to believe that. Do you know Let's Take a Vote?
Who?
Let's say. That was us in Gran Canaria. I love it, let's say.
Let's see, Gabor.
Gilmore, let's say Gilmore. You've already
Gilmore.
seen. She's the only drag queen I know with an equity card.
So it's a sweet thing that you got took a photo that you got took in Gran Canaria.
Then I used to go to the Crumlin Road jail to do things for the Children's Hospice. And I was a poison nurse.
So you've done a bit of acting, you've done a bit of theatrics, fire, working with fire. It's been quite a dicey career you've had.
Oh, sure. By the time I nearly set the place in fire, Jim and Ernie was standing top of the bill table with a bucket of water. And do you know what they're done straight right now? Jennifer staying with fires.
Terrible.
That's sure. Well, that's a capital nail.
So for those of you who are listening, just on the audio only, we are Ms. May is rifling through a wee album here of different photos and cutouts from papers, newspapers and stuff. And
Scrapbook, it's all scrap.
a wee scrapbook, which is always good because that is gold in terms of archive material.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're always putting out calls for material like this, and would be absolutely thrilled if we could get a wee copy. So you were also interviewed on NVTV, and we have a DVD here. For those of you young people, DVDs are probably no longer in circulation.
Oh, well, it
Um,
still is,
Still
but
is.
it's up the street there.
And this was NVTV community television, and it's called Lady P's People. And this was Lady Portia,
Nearly part of the month, yeah.
Lady Portia, and she interviewed you for a
I,
program.
it's on the, it's episode four, episode four.
Episode 4. So it's the last one. We'll have to watch it all. You'll be on that there, giving away all your secrets. So what about romance throughout the years? Have you ever been married or civil partnership, long-term relationship?
I lived with a fella for 30 odd years.
Right.
Then I got run over with a car.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry
sure.
to hear that.
Well, do you know what they can give me the village pension? Sure.
So
Well,
you weren't married, it was just you were just cohabiting?
he used to be a doorman, actually. He was a doorman on the Crow's Nest. He was a doorman and what do you call that place across from St. Anne's Cathedral? It used to be a dance studio, but Jim and Early took that over as well. But oh, it was good, it's good. But yeah, and then he worked in the offices for a while too.
Right.
But it was
And that
wasn't
was down at Yorkgate area?
across the big co-op used to be. I was good, Joe. It was good.
Yes, we've had a few other guests who were talking about the Orpheus. Now, one of them mentioned they had a good white shirt ruined because of the mold on the walls, because apparently it wasn't any air conditioning, so it was a bit sweaty.
Tell you that now, Joe. I was sitting having a wee drink, and there was a bit of plaster fell on the ceiling hit me on top of the head. I said, "Is there somebody trying to assassinate me?"
It was a hate crime by the
Mm.
state.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think it's been demolished and turned into something else.
Yeah, most likely. And what are some of your fondest memories of working in the scene? Did you ever move out of Belfast and go live anywhere else, or
Well, I don't actually come from Belfast at all, Joe. I come from the Mourne Mountains. When
oh,
I Hillbilly.
I didn't know you were a country gal.
Oh, I'm going to be a country girl again.
So you're from the Mournes, that's where you grew up?
Well, I was there too. I was 9 year old. But did you ever hear the Silent Valley? With the reservoirs?
Yes,
I was
yeah,
born in there.
right.
My dad was one of the water commissioners. So then whenever he died, we moved to Belfast, Antrim Road, and I, I, I used to have these out pair of roller skates, and I used to tie them up with my mouth snapping, and I used to get up and down. I used to skate up and down the Antrim Road, like a ferret. But I was thinking of getting a pair of roller skates again. Only I think I might be too old, Joe.
You're never too old. I bought myself just recently a pair of roller boots.
Oh, we could
Uh,
do a wee double act.
we could. We could go to the roller disco in drag.
Never mind the ice skating. My God, I could throw you over my
Oh,
shoulder.
here. We'll have to get practicing on that.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Mm.
I could just picture it now at my age.
And I have a
Um,
couple of nice V numbers that you can wear.
right.
Yes.
Well, I would need to borrow something because all I have in terms of drag is a Wonder Woman costume. I don't even think that fits me anymore.
Oh, don't worry, love. If, if I could get something that fits you, love, I would let it out a wee bit.
We'll put some elastic down the
Uh,
sides
uh,
and stretch it out.
Not at all. You've a lovely, you've a
Is that the
lovely.
drag secrets?
Uh, uh,
But have you ever been to any of the recent nights out in like Maverick or Union Street where they do drag performances?
Well, I don't know if it was one of the fellas out of here. He had 5 or 6 of us up on the stage. Portia was there, and there was 4 or 5 of them. And they all went direct chords, and I didn't know what to make. Do, so I got up and done a wee bit of stand-up, and I never got, what would you call it, standing, I was going to say standing erection, a standing ovation. Oh, God.
Standing
But that was
ovation.
2 years ago. That was the last thing he ever done.
Right. And do you think drag has changed much since you were doing it?
Well, whenever I was doing it, there was only a couple of drag queens. But now they're coming out of from every place.
There are a lot of them now, yes, and
Coming from every place.
it's more popular now.
Competition.
And I'm sure they don't get changed in the public toilets on their way to a venue.
Oh, oh, well.
No, they probably have dressing rooms and everything these days. Maybe not. It's probably backstage is never usually glamorous, is it?
Best dressed room I was ever in my life was in the black box. Happened to it, right? Didn't want to leave it, Joe. Didn't want to leave it.
Shout out to the Black Box. You've got a great dressing room.
I had a nice
for the-
dressing room in Spain as well. But,
Were you doing drag in Spain?
aye,
Performing?
aye. I have a couple of photographs. I got showed you a couple of
Yes, you were at Gran Canaria Pride
Aye,
there in that last photo.
it was somewhere out of here. Fish. Aye, that's me there. I'm not telling the people.
Wow. In Gran Canaria.
Aye. That was called Buddy's Bar.
You're very young looking there. It must be the blue eyeshadow.
Well, maybe it's because the picture's dark.
That's good good photo to have.
You
Good
see,
days.
whenever that they usually the 2 boys that run Buddies, they come from Glasgow, and they usually close at 2 o'clock. And there used to be this old drag queen. I don't know what her name. Oh God, I'm sure she's dead years ago, but she called herself Nellie, and she they used to put her on at the end of the night to clear the bar out. And she used to come on dancing. Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. And I says to myself, well, I don't want to end up like Nellie.
Being the one who's put on to get everybody out
Oh.
at the end of the night.
Well, it won't be the first time.
And do you ever remember the police coming into the bars and putting the lights on and looking to see who was there or anything like that?
Oh God, God, I remember it only too well. I remember one night, there used to be this person, you called her Michelle, and she was the first one that got the sex change operation. And she wasn't supposed to drink with her medication. She collapsed in my dressing room. Well, it was a nicely dressing room I had there. It wasn't a public toilet or anything, but the ambulance men came in and they said, only were wearing rubber gloves with letter lie there. And then the next thing the pillars arrived. I say, my God almighty, this is like women and children first.
So there was stigma there from.
I was thinking about it. It's now that like the place is fucking taking part in the gay pride parade.
Yeah, it's very different now.
Mm.
And can you remember roughly when that was? What year roughly, or would it have been the 80s, 70s?
It was the 1976 or 77. I think so. Right. Don't quote me on that, for I'm not too sure because I'm starting to doubt.
So it was the mid to late 70s,
Aye.
and the ambulance said only were wearing rubber gloves.
Aye. They wouldn't get away with it nowadays.
No, no, but I'm sure that it's probably still said in some circles, but thankfully less and less.
Mm.
But that tells you a lot about the stigma of being an LGBT person and
Right.
what it was like then, what people had to face. And that's why pride is so important, and we always say it, you know.
I just want to emphasize something. I never had any bother with anybody, straight, just said the only way I got away with it because it was funny. I don't know.
Yep, sometimes that's a way of being accepted, is if you can make people laugh,
Mm,
and then it's a way of linking with other people outside of our community. And sadly, sometimes it's a survival technique.
mhm.
You know, you quickly learn when you're getting bullied in school. If you can make people laugh, it's a self-preservation method and good motivator for getting material. That's the
I know, sure, whenever I was that interview with Portia of an NV3, every time I opened my mouth, uh, the fellow that was filming says, "You can't say that, you can't say that. No innuendos, no innuendos." We can cut half of it out. So I said, what's the point in me coming down here? But anyhow,
well, we don't mind the odd swear word here and there. I think we're robust enough to deal with that,
uh,
and
well, I'll go drop a coke here.
certainly, yes,
My throat's getting a wee bit dry.
it is hard work
Mm.
doing interviews and stuff, and kind of putting you on the spot because we
Oh, you're
didn't.
not putting me on the spot at all. I'm enjoying it, actually.
Well, that's good.
Uh,
Because we didn't give you any pre-prepared questions. We're just winging this. Uh,
uh,
so anybody listening back to this, if you've got any questions, just email them in to us, and we'll telegram them straight to Ms. May's dressing room, and get an answer for you. So email joe@hereni.org and stay tuned. So would you ever consider making a comeback now, doing a wee guest appearance here and there?
well, so funny you should say that. I was talking to a queen that lives up the road from me, and I says to her, "I'm thinking of making a comeback." And she says, "Miss May, it wouldn't be a comeback, it'll be a resurrection." I says, "Well, thank you very much, dear."
But somebody's making a documentary about you.
Mm.
Was that the reporter from the Belfast
I
Telegraph?
have a young girl, love her, awful nice wee girl, but oh, sure. She done that wee thing about me in the Telegraph there a number of years ago, and I don't know what she wrote a wee play. Most of it's fiction, half of it's fiction, most of it's facts. I'll leave you the wee script there, and you can read through it yourself.
Fabulous.
Uh,
So it's good that there's people are still interested, and that we're gathering together all the stories
mm,
before we lose them, and so many important stories as well, part of our culture, because it gives our community something to connect with, and people who were there, sure, it could be sitting in nursing homes years from now, listening back and getting all the good memories, or
oh, don't mention a nursing home to me. I will not go into a nursing home there.
no, you'll be working there.
Uh,
Miss May will be giving you a sponge bath in your
uh,
nursing home. Isn't that great?
mm, my goodness.
Service with a smile.
Sorry for the smile, Joe. Sorry for the smile.
Brilliant. So, have you any advice for any young ones now coming up who are starting to get interested in drag and maybe having to go? I know it's probably different than in your day. You had to just be gutsy and approach people, and
Well, I don't know. I don't think all these young drag queens. I don't think they need any advice from me because they seem to know what they're doing.
they seem to look like they know what they're doing.
Uh,
Definitely, yeah, they've got their
uh,
hair and nails and everything going for them.
this is it, Joe. This is it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So what do you do in your free time? Are you finished working now?
I love my garden. Oh, I love my garden, Joe. But I've this high rose bush,
Oh,
and it's an old rambler rose, and every time I keep trimming it, the freaking
it's
pricks,
hate crime in you.
the pricks freaking jag me. Oh, my goodness gracious, man. Oh, I love my old garden.
And what color is your rose?
Of red ones and yellow ones, and you name them. I've got them all. Mm.
And it hasn't been great weather lately for gardening. And it's a lot of work, isn't it?
I just put it down as a wee hobby, wee hobby.
Well, you need to have something to keep you out of trouble.
with a cup of tea.
Definitely. Okay. Any parting advice for our listeners? Anything you would like to say that sage advice from Ms. May?
Just live and enjoy yourselves, folks, and everything will work out all right in the end. That's right, Joe.
Absolutely. Very good advice. So if you're interested in learning more about the project, just send us through a wee email, joe@hereandI.org. And we hope you enjoyed this episode and stay tuned for future ones. Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to the Queer at Age series. Queer at Age is part of the LGBTQIA+ Heritage Project, which is in partnership with Here and I, the Rainbow Project and Cara Friend, and is kindly funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund. If you want any more information, please email joe@hereandI.org.